teachers in delivering this education. Well, that's very interesting. So without any further ado, please welcome Pak Dody Wibowo.
Yeah, good afternoon. I want to start this sharing session with reason why I choose this topic. Actually, I don't have any experience of doing research on specifically on religion and cross-cultural studies. But I met Mas Abdi a few months ago, and that was the first time we talked to each other, although we saw each other quite a lot in this building, but we never have the time to talk. And he invited me to give a sharing session in this Wednesday forum. So I think then because of my passion in peace education, and I think I can use this forum to share about peace education and also about what should we do in order to contribute to the establishment of a peaceful society. As Mbak Icha mentioned before, that I'm teaching here at the master program in peace and conflict resolution, but I also have another job helping supporting Sukma Foundation. It is a foundation that run 4 schools in 4 different cities, 3 cities in Aceh, which are in Pidie, Lhokseumawe, and Bireuen, and another one in Sigi in Central Sulawesi. Baicha has stated this regulation as mandatory for all the schools in Indonesia to provide equal rights for religious education for students in Indonesia, because in Indonesia we have religious education in our school. So, however, I think it is still become a challenge for us to provide equal opportunities, or not opportunities actually, to provide equal service for everyone, for every student, especially those who come from the minority groups, to have access to religious education. Later on, I think after I deliver my sharing, I'm inviting you, especially those who have experienced become members of minority groups. What was your experience when you were in school, from elementary or to the high school level? Like, what was your experience of having the religious education experience? I have actually I have some experience of doing research on topics related to education, religious education. In 2020, I joined a team which we did a baseline research for a national program for an NGO in Indonesia about tolerance, and we interview some schools in 3 different provinces in West Java, East Java, and South Sulawesi about how the diversity in terms of religions, like the life of diversity life in terms of religion happen in those schools. And I found some interesting stories. For example, in Malang, in East Java, one of the school, one of the school principal that I interviewed, she said that in her school, they have one student who is a Hindu. However, the school doesn't have a teacher who can teach about Hinduism. So, but then across Malang, there are some schools that also experience the same thing. So all these schools who have which has students, Hindu students, they are working together, finding teacher or Hindu teacher for their students. So yeah, it is good that the school principal in Malang, they are working together to fulfill the educational right for the Hindu students. However, in different provinces, in different cities as well, in those three provinces, I've also found that schools that not really paying attention about fulfilling the rights for the student to have their religious education being delivered. So, for example, like when the time for if they have the schedule for the religion education, then they will send the students from the non-Muslim, mostly the non-Muslim students to the to the library, the school library, and let them to do whatever they want. Right. I think it is something normal happen in many schools in Indonesia. That I think the thing in the top of the school, like we don't force the students to follow like the majority religions, and that's enough. But I think if we see from this regulation what the action that was taken by the school is not enough, right? School should do something. It is their responsibility to fulfill the educational rights of the students, and especially when they are coming from the minority groups, religious minority groups, then a school has to find a way to fulfill the educational right, the religious educational right of those students. Then I want to share what I have this, I don't know, like I say that it is a privilege for me to be part of this school, Sukma Bangsa School, that the school really put the educational rights of the student as the main like the main point. Like we really put student as the the center of our educational activity. So including the rights for educational, religious educational rights. I will give you a little bit background about Sukma Bangsa Schools. It is firstly, actually, it is established in Aceh in 2006 as a response for the tsunami and earthquake and tsunami in Aceh that happened in December 2004, and then a big media, Metro TV, and they open this donation and they collect some money, and then the founder of the Metro TV, the media group, they decided to establish school using this money from the donation from the people. So we established 3 schools in Aceh, in Lhokseumawe, Pidie, and Bireuen. However, because the media group, they didn't have any experience of running schools, so they try to find like people who can run school. Then they met with a team, which I belong to this team. Long story short, finally they choose our team to run this school since 2006. One of the members of the team was the late Bangsa from the MDCR as well, and we really want to make school in Aceh that not only care about religion, especially Islam, because as you know that Aceh is a very Nadia with the majority Muslim, and they have also this Sharia law implemented in their area. But we also want to make a school that also care about peace as well, because we also, I'm sure that you also familiar that Aceh also experience conflict, violence conflict for more than 30 years between the government and Indonesia and the Aceh movement. So when our team plan on making the blueprint for the school, we try to incorporate all these elements. It is not in the school was not only for the victim of the natural disaster, but also for the man-made disaster as well. So the students who are affected by the conflict between Aceh movement and the government of Indonesia. At the first few years, all of the students were Muslim. However, since I think I don't really remember the time, but we start to open the school for everyone in Aceh. So the first year of the school was only the students was all those students who are affected by the disaster. However, since a few years after, we opened the school for everyone basically, and it is a school that is not religious based. So everyone with every the religious background can they can study in school. So it is an interesting experience for us, because in Aceh, although they have like in the public school, public school is supposedly they provide education for everyone, and including their without regardless the religious background. But it is in Aceh, it is very the Islam, the Muslim culture become very dominate the school culture. And in Sukma Bangsa, actually, it is still happening now, but we try to accommodate, like, what can we do for the students who are not Muslim, non-Muslim students. Every school has their different approach on how to respond to these differences. in terms of the religious background. And that's what I want to share, how these three different schools approach the need of the students coming from non-Muslim background. This is the number of the students in all the Sukma Bangsa schools. I haven't got the data from Bireuen, but yeah, you can see Sigi is in the one in Central Sulawesi. Later on, I will tell you a little bit about the experience in Sigi. But yeah, in Pidie, Bireuen, and Lhokseumawe, you can see like Islam is dominating the, yeah, because of it, it's a majority Muslim area. With the number of the non-Muslim, you can see the difference. It is interesting in Bireuen and in all areas in Aceh, we have Buddhism, the Buddhist students, and all of them were Chinese ethnic who lives in Aceh, and they are live and working there. Mostly, not mostly, but I think all of them are trading in Aceh. And yeah, they prefer to send their students and their children to Sukma Bangsa. And if we see there are some like one Hindu student in Bireuen, usually they are coming from outside, like from family who have moved to Aceh, like the military or police or the civil servant. Which can, and also those background also happen for the Christianity and the Catholic student as well. PD, if I can say like the interesting thing about PD, in PD there is no religious what is it, place, worship place, except it's called Islam. So we cannot find, there is no church or and other religious worship place in Pidie. But in Bireuen and Lhokseumawe, we can find some. Lhokseumawe is quite big city, so it is, we can see like the number is quite the number for the non-Muslim student is quite high because yeah, the Lhokseumawe they have this the place for some industrial business as well. So now I want to share stories about Pidie, how the school in Pidie provide religious education for their students, especially for the Buddhist student. This is interesting now that they have 3 Buddhist students. All of them are in the elementary school. Of course, if you see from the picture, the one without the headscarf, is the Buddhist student. And it's not really clear from your side, but this is the activity of the students making calligraphy. So I asked the school management member, like, what did you do to this student, the Buddhist student in your elementary school, so that you can provide education, religious education for them? As I mentioned before, that in Pidie, they don't have Buddhist worship place. They have to go to Banda Aceh, which is 2 hours drive from Pidie, to access the worship place. And so, yeah, it is a very kind of, it's difficult for the parents to to connect the religious the worship place with the school. So what the school did was in the beginning of the class, not the class, like starting the school, they invited the parents to come to the school and then discussing what the school asked the parents, what can we do for your child, for the children in terms of religious education, because we don't have the access, we don't have the resources, and yeah, it is quite difficult if we have to contact the worship place in Aceh as well. And then the school management showing also providing the parents, like showing this is the book for the Islamic religious education. She's showing it to the parents and said that this is what we teach our elementary school, elementary student. And yeah, in our school, in Sukma Bangsa School, in the elementary level, they don't really learn about religion. They learn about moral, about virtue. So it's quite generic. So the school management member told me that when the parents of these children saw the book, the content of the book, the parents said that just let my children to attend the Islamic religious, the Islamic class. It's fine as long as you don't ask my children to do this Arabic things. So he can see like he just, because he saw that the content for the elementary level is all about virtue, about moral that can be found in Buddhism as well. So he doesn't, he's not hesitant to for the children to attend the class. So that's the what it is, the agreement between the parents and the school management that the children will attend the Islam class, but the children, the student, will not do all this Islamic what it is, all this what I can say, something that is too Islamic, but I don't know what is the better word for that. So yeah, when the student have to do the assignment as well, the teacher, the Islamic teacher, the Islamic religious teacher, he also provide a different assignment, so that there is not a content about Islamic teaching. One thing that I think it's interesting that shared by the school management to me, that during the class, the teachers also invite the student, the Buddhist student, to share their experience or to share, well, do you find something similar in your teaching, in your Buddhist teaching? And so it is like it's not intentional for the teacher actually to make the class become a cross-religious studies, but it happened. So, like for example, like, oh, do you have something about like this specific values in Buddhism, and then the student says, yes, we have the similar values. So then finally, the students in that class, they learn that they share religious they share similar values of moral. So yeah, I think it is a very good experience uh, for the students, but especially the majority, the Muslim students, to learn about differences. In Bireuen, well, in Bireuen, when I interviewed the school management there, they don't really have any specific procedure when they have students coming from different background, religious background, but because I think it is because in Bireuen they have church, they have other worship place as well. So it is not difficult for the students and also the school to have access to teacher who can teach subject other than Islam. So, for example, in this picture, you can see this is the Buddhist teacher coming from the Buddhist worship from the Buddhist community, teaching the Buddhist student, and this one is from the Christian community, from the church. They come to the school and provide this religious education for the Christian student. So it is quite easy for the school in Bireuen to provide education, religious education for the minority students. I think the only thing that need to be included in Bireuen is that they didn't do the same thing in Pidie. Like in Pidie, as I said before, they start with the school reaching out to the parents, saying that this is what we can do and what can we do for you. What is your need? So the school is in Pidie. The school is more proactive, more active in reaching out to talking to the parents, asking about the needs of the students. However, in Bireuen, they didn't do that because I think because it is easy for them to get the teacher for the different religion, so they just contacting the churches and also the vihara to provide teacher for this student. So yeah, I think in Bireuen it is kind of a similar experience that you can find in other cities in Indonesia and especially maybe in Java. In Lhokseumawe, Lhokseumawe actually have the similar experience with Bireuen because they also have churches and also some vihara as well. So it is not difficult for the school to provide a religious education for the student. However, I want to add that I think in most of school in Aceh, they also have some extracurricular activities for students, and usually parents want school to provide extracurricular activities that connected to religious religious based extracurricular activities.
In Lhokseumawe, for example, every Tuesday, that after the school hours, during the extracurricular time, the school provide tahsin. Tahsin, this is like how to read Al-Quran, how to recite Quran. And so during that time, so all the Muslim students will go to that to that activities, and the non-Muslim students they didn't have any activities during that extracurricular time. So usually they just go home or anything else, right? But then I think this has happened since 2 or 3 years ago, that the school started an initiative to provide a program for the non-Muslim students, initiated by the librarian of the school. So you can see, like, the one who sit over there is the librarian, and so she developed some activities for the non-Muslim student, so that when the Muslim student attending the dancing class, the non-Muslim students still have educational activities, although it is not related to religion. So yeah, that's it. So the student here, they are reciting Quran, and this one is the non-Muslim student get to learn something else. Also, from the experience in Lhokseumawe, during the Ramadan, it is common in Aceh that during Ramadan the school is closed, and they usually only do some religious activities for the students. They used to, like in the past, during the Ramadan, the non-Muslim will have like a full half holiday, so they will not go to the school, but the Muslim students will go to the school to do some religious activities. But since this year, in Lhokseumawe, they started a new program. So during the Ramadan, the non-Muslims still come to school, and they provide some educational activities for the non-Muslim students. So although again it is not religious activities for the non-Muslim student, but still the school thinks that it is not fair if they just let the non-Muslim student have their their holiday, not holiday, just they didn't get their educational rights, right? Actually, by letting them just stay at home. So this is I think this is the results from the school, that although they cannot provide the religious educational activities, but they try to fill that gap through different educational activities. The last one, this is from Sigi. Sigi in Central Sulawesi is the context is totally different. They are more rural, and we have, if you see from the numbers, we have a quite high number of non-Muslim students, and all of them live in the dormitory, and we also have non-Muslim teachers as well, teaching in the school. While in Aceh, although when we recruit teachers, we never mention about religion, but in Aceh we only have Muslim teachers. Yeah, in Sigi, this is the last activities that they had, I think, last month. They invited a guest speaker from two different, from Islam and Christian, to share about how to do the moderasi agama. What is it?
Religious moderation.
Religious moderation. Yeah. So yeah, this is what happened over there. In Sigi, now that we plan to build a chapel in our school compound. We already have a mosque in our school that we plan to build a chapel so that the Christian students can have their place to worship. And later on, we also, because in Central Sulawesi, we also have some Hindu migrants. So we also still trying to invite the people from the Hindu community to send their children to study in our school, and we will provide the equal rights in the religious educational activities as well. What can be learned from the Sukma Bangsa experience? Actually, it's about how school should be the one who proactively reaching out to parents on what the school can provide to the minority groups, in terms of the religious minority groups. It is about power relations as well, because school who has the power to provide religion, to provide education, then they have to be the one who trying to find the way to fulfill all the needs of the children, all the students, because it is already mandated in the government degree regulation that all students have the rights to have to be told their educational right, especially their religious educational right, to be fulfilled. So school should do should do more work on trying to provide to fulfill this need from the minority group. If the school just let the student, as I said in the beginning, that if the school just let the minority or the the minority students just to study by themselves in the library, when the majority students, when the majority group students can access the religious education, then I think this is a form of injustice. And yeah, the school is not doing the right thing. Okay, I think that's my story, my sharing from the experience of Sukma Bangsa School. I hope there are some lesson learned that you can take, and we can have a more discussion afterwards. Thank you.
Okay, please give applause. Okay, interesting discussion about religion education. Okay, first 3 questions or comments. Okay, 1, 2, one more. Okay, let's start with our first 2 questions.
Thank you, Pak Dody, for your presentation. I want to ask, what is the current effect from this your research with the method PD methods in the school, and what is the impact from PD school and Bireuen school, yeah, and Bireuen school, and are you think with the when are you think with the PD method can apply in public school, because your research comes from private school? Because from my experience, I'm from Lhokseumawe, and yeah, like case you in Aceh, so I think it's very difficult for my minority in especially in Lhokseumawe have the thinking like PD method. So what is the effect from psychology and registration from students with the different methods between PD and Bireuen? Thank you.
Okay. Pak Dodi mau langsung, oh, langsung aja. Okay. Please choose.
Actually, I have two questions. The first one is that the student learn about the general things like morality, and every religion may have different moral values, right? So I want to know what kind of morality that they learn in the schools, and also related to this, the second question is like certain morality, for example, with the many interpretation. For example, when certain religions say that there is no God besides Allah, so what kind of the implication of that kind of values, and is it also implicated to the exclusivity toward the local traditions?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I think the second the second question, I think it is easier for me to answer. So I will take your question, the last one. So the first one, is there any every religion has the different values. What happened in this class in PD? I answer this. I haven't asked in a more specific about what is the moral or the values that has been taught in that class. So yeah, I cannot say like is there any what it is more discussion, and also especially because they are in the elementary level. So I assume that they learn more about moral or values that are still like in general and can be found in any religion without any that they don't have to have more discussion. So, but it is I'm going to do some more research, or I will interview more the teachers in that class. So what has been taught to the students in that class? Or if you want to do the research to
Yeah.
yeah. So that's your the answer for your question. And regarding to your question, I still believe that because it is already mandated by the Indonesian government through the regulation, every school should do that. Should be the one who actively reaching out to go to the parents to say what can they provide to your children regarding religious education, because it is already mandated. So I think so after I received this different answer from this three schools in Aceh, my plan is to make because in my position in the foundation that I have the right to propose. So I will propose a standard operation procedure about how to deal with minority religious minority students. That all schools in the beginning of the last year they have to reach out to they have to invite parents and discuss with the parents about what is the need of the parents about their children's religious education and what can we as a school can provide, can help. Because I think that's the right thing to do. That's the right thing to do for every school in Indonesia. Yeah. Because again, as I said before, it is about power relation, about the responsibility. So school should be the one who lead the effort, not that not the parents asking the school to provide it because it is already mandated. What happened in West Sumatra, I can understand like it is the difficulties in West Sumatra because but I don't know I cannot I don't want to make any stereotype about that. Yeah, it is. I think Aceh and West Sumatra is totally different in terms of like the how they hold their religion. It is still more. But again, I think yeah, we are private school and we have more freedom on how we manage our school and yeah, again I think actually it can be implemented in any school including public school because it's just the way of the nature of the school that they should be the one who provide. It is their responsibility to provide education, any including religious education to students. I think this is that is still missing in most of our schools. The mindset of the realization that school actually the one who should be more active in solving or in providing education, religious education for the minority groups. I have a student that I supervise. Her research was about the student who has this local beliefs, Pekaya in Jogja and Bantul. So one of the schools in Jogja, it was the parents who go to the school asking the school whether they can provide the teacher for their children, and because the school cannot find it or cannot connect or whatever. But then the parents who was the one who tried to find a teacher for their child and then connect the teacher to the school and then the school can accommodate that. But it was the parents who actively finding the teacher for the children. But yeah, that's the trouble in our education system still. Yeah. Yeah. The impact of so it is also interesting that some of the non-Muslim students in Sukma Bangsa Schools, not only Pidie but on all the three locations. Some of them actually they move in from other school. So yeah, siswa pindahan, what is it?
Transfer,
Okay,
transfer,
transfer student.
transfer
Yeah,
student.
transfer from different school in Aceh, and some of them say about not good experience regarding their religious background in the previous school, such as bullying, something like that. So, but when they moved to Sukma Bangsa School, they the parents especially felt that the school is provides more peaceful, more accommodating, more friendly space for the non-Muslim students. And yeah, Mas Abdi was asking me before, like, does the non-Muslim, the girls, they have to wear hijab in Sukma Bangsa? And I said no, because yeah, they are not. It is not their ask. It was not a choice. It just because it is in their religion that they don't have to wear hijab, so they don't wear it. Even I met one in Bireuen when I was there, and then I met an old lady, like a grandma from one of the students, a Chinese grandma. She came to the school wearing short and also a short suit as well. And I was surprised, like, oh, she's allowed to enter the school. And when I asked the school management, is it okay for the parents come with that kind of outfit? And the school management said it is fine. So yeah, they don't the school management they don't really think about this kind of difference, and they accommodate the differences of the students.
Okay, any more questions or comments going up to this? Okay, Reza.
My name is Reza from CRCS. I'm just wondering if you see any how significant is the role of the leadership in the school. If you might see the among these schools, and then maybe you see that maybe there are differences with the past time of the same school. Maybe you can comment about that.
Because it is a private school, for it having more saying about what happened in the school regarding the regulations. But yeah, that kind of so I want to share this. So I involved with the school since the beginning of the school was established, but I officially joined the school since 2021. So at the time, I was joining the annual meeting the general meeting of the school. So every year we have this annual meeting. And when I heard about, so every school present what their plans for the school, and when they present about, this is the example when one of the school present about the requirement, the graduation requirement for the student. In the presentation, it is stated that the student has to be able to read Quran. And then I questioned because that's good. Is it all the students or is it only the Muslim student? So this kind of mindset, it still was, it was there. Like they know that they have non-Muslim students, but in a way, deep down in their minds, they all sometimes they forget about that. So when they make this statement, they just make this general statement that all students. So since then, like every time I met with the school management, I remind them like you have to remember that you have non-Muslim students in your school. So you have to be careful in making statement, in writing sentences. You need to be clear about who will affected by the sentences or the statement. And I think since then that all the school management, all the Sukma Bangsa Schools, it become changing. And again, yeah, leadership is still the director of each school has what it is have the responsibility to run and he's the final decision maker in the school level. But I think because also that in Sukma Bangsa they are very democratic in a way. For example, the Lhokseumawe school, the initiative for the non-Muslim students during activity for the non-Muslim students during Ramadan was initiated by the librarian. And then the librarian having this idea, and then she said to the school director, and then the school director approved it. So I think in all in all location, we have this a democratic culture as well, and they discuss about ideas that they have, and they will inform me all the other directors in the foundation level about what they decided, and then when we saw that they do good things, like for example, me, I have the responsibility to ensure the implementation of peace education in all the schools. So I always analyze their decision, the regulation from this perspective. And when I found something that is not in line, then I will remind them, and then they will revise it.
Okay, then so I actually have questions. So I think the first one is I wonder whether the religious views of the leaders of the schools or the teacher of the schools will affect or maybe can cause is there any conflict of interest in managing the schools because of the individuals' religious views among the founders, with, let's say, with the teachers, and whether it could affect the way teachers taught the materials or taught and then the lesson. And then the second question, whether is there any government's intervention with this management of the schools, because I can see that the school is quite raised sort of like awareness that, okay, we have this Sukma Bangsa Schools, it's quite interesting and so on. Whether is there any government interventions, whether they want to claim that the schools was the government's work or anything else. So yeah.
So, the first question, I think it is related to the way we recruit teachers. So, I think so far we don't have any conflict of interest among teachers regarding their religious views. I think I heard about those conflict of interest in the past, that the teachers no longer in our school. So yeah, so far until now, I haven't heard about that. Sukma Bangsa teachers that become more like having their own and different religious views. But we monitor about their teaching, and especially because the parents as well. The parents, the role of parents also very strong in our school. Like they can report if they saw some things that is not right. They're not by the teacher, and we definitely will follow up the reports from the parents. But yeah, so far we haven't got any complaint regarding the education with religious views. Yeah. The interesting thing is that the parents, they want more Islamic activities in our school. Yeah, we try to, because it is common in Aceh, also in the public school in Aceh, that they have any Islamic activities in the school. We try to tell you what is the middle phase of that. Second, about the government attention or the involvement in our school, that so far we never had any intervention from the government regarding the way we teach, the way we the content of our materials, educational materials. So because I think we don't do anything against the law, against anything in Aceh. So we are still, I think we are still okay with that. Even like in 2012, I think we claim that not claim, but we said that our as Sukma Bangsa School is we promote honesty. And in 2012, I think that when we the school dismiss, dismiss. I don't remember how many students who called cheating during the national examination. It caused a very big chaos in Aceh, because it was quite a lot of number. The student was dismissed, and the government, the educational office asked us to withdraw our decision, but we kept our because we think that we want to set an example. We want to say that honesty is very important. So yeah. So finally, the government and the society accept that. And yeah, it is we try to remind everyone in the society that school is actually as an institution that should be placed to learn about all the things, good values, moral. So yeah, that's my.
Okay, maybe one more questions. So I can remember on I think on the first slides that you said that this course was initiated because of the tsunami disaster, man-made disaster. Is there any kind of like trauma healing kind of lesson provided in the schools beside religious education?
We don't specifically provide trauma healing service for the students in the first years of the studies. But we make sure that we have school counselors. We used to have like 3 school counselors at every school, every location have 3 school counselors, like each one for each level. And yeah, we train on those school counselors to most of them they are graduated from the psychology department, not the big England counselor. Yeah. Our counselor from psychologist department, so it's more they have more skill in dealing with all these psychological problems that can be faced by students. Yeah, I think that's.
Okay, thank you so much for answering.
Yes. Questions. Thank you.
Mbak Anna mau pakai? Sorry. Yeah.
So I tried to Google ask about this school.
Yeah.
And for me, what's interesting is this is a very powerful. I think this guy is the most powerful person in Indonesia. So it means that he can do anything with this, and he has all the resources. And at first I was so wow, it's amazing, but then I wonder.
Yeah. I understand.
Okay. My concern is regarding the vision of the school. Even it is not a religious based or affiliated school, they also they mentioned that humanity, Islamic value, and Indonesian value as the basis as the foundation of the school. It mentioned in the website actually. I see the website. So I think
is it the mission or because we already revised.
Already revised. So I read that Sekolah Bangsa sebagai lembaga eksekutif. I will read in bahasa Indonesia. Sekolah sebagai lembaga pendidikan mengedepankan keadilan moral dan menjadikan kemanusiaan, keislaman, dan ke-Indonesiaan sebagai 3 pilar utama. So it's the basic condition. But what is interesting for me is how they expanding what they mean by Islamic
value. So it does not wearing hijab or something like that. So when they say Islam as the one of the condition, I think they also reinterpret what they mean by that notion. And the second is, okay, in Sigi, 25% were non-Muslim, and they plan to build kapel. They already have mosque. So, what does school mean by equal? When some inclusive movement try to erase the boundaries, they want to build another building to both the boundaries. So for me, it is a bit ambiguity. So rather than they demolish the mosque, they build another building that, in my perception, it will both boundaries. And the third is, my concern is, I think Sukma Bangsa still subscribe the idea of monoreligious model teaching. And which, in my perception, with those unlimited resources, they can replicate the learning from Pidie. They can replicate the multi-religious or interreligious religious education model. I think that's my opinion. Thank you, Mas Dody.
Yeah.
Good experience.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Responding to the first question, this is actually, yeah, we are belong to the school belong to one of this. But however, he doesn't intervene the school at all.
But I really should. Because I really should.
No, he doesn't. But that's what I like with this this, I don't know what he only, so when the tsunami hit and the media got this big money, we haven't honestly involved with those group advocacy, and we even like the leader of our team, we hate it. Like, because he decided to build school, like very big school, big compound, everything in these 3 different cities, and which like, because at that time we run emergency school in Aceh, across Aceh, and we didn't have we didn't have any money, and then we saw this person building this 3 big schools in a location which is not really affected by tsunami. But then because, and then they try to, the group, so not the media group, trying to find people who can manage the school because they don't have any experience of that. Our team actually, we hesitate to join, to even like to promote, to present, to tell them like this is the situation in Aceh and what can you do. But then we actually we finally the director, like the leader of our team was there, and then yeah, we finally worked with them. However, yeah, how the school is built, like the direction of the school, like process of like not involved in that, putting peace as one of the pillar in our school, in our school. It was not a requirement from him at all. So we totally have 100% freedom to how we want to run the school. Yes, we have the what it is, the resources for doing all these things, but we for example, if you remember the Abu Sayyaf kidnapper who was the one who actually released the first page. It is Pak Rizal Panggabean and his friend who is like the leader of our. The deal with the Abu Sayyaf is that we will give free education for children from the group in Sukma Bangsa Schools in Pidie, and that happened. And now you have two of the millennial students that are now studying in international relations department of Bireuen. So that's the deal that we have. So again, yeah, it is we use the resources that we have just for the last thing that we plan to do is because some of the Rohingya refugees, they are now settled in Pidie. And a few weeks ago, the leader of our team met with the representative on the from the refugees network in Jakarta, and then they met with the so the leader, the head of our foundation is now the vice of the MDR. Yeah. So she asked us to like, what can we do to help the Rohingya refugees in terms of education. So now that we are planning to do this, how to make sure that how can we provide education to the children of the Rohingya refugees, so when they are moving to other places, the settled place, they can bring something like a certificate or something that can be used as a proof that they have attended for my basic education. Because now, when they are living in the refugee camp, they don't get anything. They just have like a informal educational activities, and they cannot attend school, right? Because all this, yeah. So yeah, we try to 100% use our privilege to provide, yeah. So yeah, that's what we are doing. And regarding the building, different religious building in Sigi, I think yeah, we are still in not in debate, but yeah, follow the what happened, what we saw in different places in Indonesia, that we still like we have mosque and places, all this kind of thing. But just like it's okay, now that we only have mosque, that yeah, now we also start to build different worship places. I think it is still practice that is cannot be cannot be denied, or yeah, still we need to have more discussion with all with the society members about it. Is actually we don't have to have like a different places to worship, but we can have like a communal place. So yeah, I think that's we try to fit with the society at this moment, so that we will not make any problems with the society.
For sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, more comments or questions? Sure. No? Okay, maybe one more from me again. So I wonder whether the Sukma Bangsa Schools will expand to other cities, or maybe you're going to this school is going to quote unquote specialize in like emergency disaster, specialized to help with the a recovery in educational aspects or so on?
So far, I think, yeah, we were only built the school in Aceh, and that's what I forgot to respond about, like why the school has this Islam as one of the pillars, because at that time we never have any a plan to open the school in other places. Right? We only have those three, but then that's why, like, and because it is in Aceh, so we have to go with also the society that, and we put Islam as the one of the pillar. And also in the beginning of the school, the vision of the school, the vision statement of the school is include Islam as well. And like I think Aceh Aceh culture as well, but then we revise because some we also have students coming from outside Aceh as well. Like for example, like those who when their parents moved to Aceh. So we try to be more inclusive in a way for the statement in the vision and mission. But one thing that is interesting in our vision and mission is in the mission. The last one is about contributing to establishing culture of peace, and it is something that rarely found in other school vision and mission. So this is and we really want to do that. SIGI or Central Aceh was not planned before, but because of the disaster that happened, and I think because media group they get a fund as well from the people, and then they have money to establish school in city. So it is we don't hope that disaster happen.
Of course.
In Indonesia, and yeah, we don't have any plan to open, because again yes, I don't want to give a credit or something, but this is not we don't, it is not this school, it's not a business, so it is different from, I don't know, like those people who has school like private school. This school was established just for giving education, so we didn't try to make any profit from it.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's really interesting. Please give more applause for Pak Dody. Yeah, so I think today's discussion is quite. I hope that it could inspire us to put more focal points on religious educational background. So I think that's it for today. So thank you so much, guys, for attending our Wednesday forum today. And our next Wednesday forum for next week is all about media. So it's media framing on ecological crisis. So if you're interested in this, so don't miss our next Wednesday forum. So thank you so much. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'm going to see you on the next Wednesday forum. Thank you. Don't forget. Siapa nih Pak Mike? Pak Mike. Yes, you're the face. The ritual as usual. You're the face of ICRS, so yeah.
You are the face of international program.
Yes, you're the face of international program.
Yeah. Okay. Oh ya.
Iya dong. Iya dong.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so thank you. Mas Akbar belum terisi. Oh, aku. Isi dulu, isi dulu. Ini bolpen. Ya. Thank you Pak Dodi, keren banget. Iya. Religious education.
Mau ganti tema tesis ke Sukma Bangsa.
Iya ya, aku.
Wah. What is that, bro? Ini gara-gara masih Akbar ini. Oh iya ini. Jadi begitulah metode main ganti gitu. Bukan sih, tapi biasanya kalau nggak datang rugi gitu. Nah itu tadi. Kayak itu tadi tema-tema. Kalau banyak kan nemu di Bireuen.